Welcome back to WLOI, Loyola Radio, streaming online at WLOY.org and Campus TV channel 111.1. You're listening to After the Whistle. I'm Jeffrey Bazzi alongside Jimmy Cody, and we're going to now switch gears and get into some basketball, and we're going to start on the collegiate side. And Jimmy, the Loyola Greyhounds men's basketball team, they had a big win on Saturday. They took down the Bucknell Bison by a score of 80-66, and we were both in attendance. So I guess I'll just throw it to you to start. What were your overall thoughts? What did you think that the Greyhounds did well on Saturday? What do you think was the key thing that made them get the win?
Defense. It was all about defense, baby. I thought we played a pretty good defensive game, especially Deion Perry. He was just phenomenal with his defensive skills. I thought really played a good game. Him and I thought Jalen Andrews were really our most effective players on offense. Overall, I thought we had to kind of like dig deep to find this win because we kind of got out to a good lead, and I thought, all right, like we definitely got a chance today, but we kind of like let them right back into that game and made it very tight and very close to the second half, despite what the score says.
No, for sure. I think the defense was phenomenal. I mean, holding Bucknell to 66 is definitely a win. And I was going to flip it to the offensive side. You bring up Deion Perry on defense. He was equally as good on offense. I mean, he dropped 20 points, and I thought he was hitting a lot of shots on the outside, and that's a thing that he can do. We've seen it from time to time again. He has the capability to hit shots from anywhere on the floor. And you brought up Jalen Andrews. He had a very quiet 24 points. He was just very efficient, 7 for 8 from the field. I mean, talk about being very efficient and getting inside. I mean, that's the recipe for success. And then I thought early on the bigs weren't involved much offensively. And I thought as it went on, I think Tavares Hardy and company tried to get the ball more inside. And I thought that was a good adjustment that they made, especially down the stretch in the second half. They got Golden DK and Alonzo Fowre going a little bit. They had 10 and 12 points respectively. So it's good to see them getting some points there because they need points inside. I mean, the easiest place to score in the court is when you get into the paint. So I think if you give it to Golden or Alonzo and they make some quick decisions with post moves, I think that's a good recipe for success too. But
I also thought Chris Kuzemka played some good defensive minutes too. He was just good effective minutes, but I thought he did especially good on defense.
Yeah, he's very active, very quick.
Very active and very quick. You know what I thought we did a good job of? Fighting over the screens.
Yeah. I thought Bucknell, they used a lot of the shot clock, but I felt like a lot of times they still have the ball up top and there'd be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock, and they had to chuck up a lot of long threes.
Well, you know what I like too? What was nice about this game was we finally shot well from 3, but we didn't take that many shots from 3. We took only 14. We went 50%.
Yeah, I think
we looked sometimes for better shots.
Teams like to run and gun threes depending on who they have, and I don't really view the Greyhounds as a big 3-point shooting team, but you're going to take your chances when you get them. But I thought they did a good job of selecting when they had to shoot.
Absolutely. And I think they just got to keep running their offense because they put up 80 points.
Right. I agree.
If they put up 80 points every game, like we're going to be like, whoa, this is nice, you know?
Yeah. And I thought Deion Perry did a good job of choosing when to shoot threes. Yes. And it's funny because a lot of his threes in this game were kind of off schedule. I mean, he would get the ball coming up half court and he'd just pull up, but I don't know. Sometimes when you're feeling it, I mean, that's all you need. If you just see one shot go in, I feel like the ball is just easier to put in the basket. I feel like the basket could be so much bigger. But yeah, it was definitely a much-needed win for the Greyhounds. They got their 3rd conference win of the season, and now they got a tough one tonight, Jimmy. I don't know if you saw. They go up to Colgate tonight, and we know what Colgate is. We know what their pedigree is. They've been at the top of the Patriot League, not just this year again, but for the last few years, and they're 10-0 in the league. And I don't know, I feel like they're going to get everyone's best shots. So I don't know. What do you think the Greyhounds have to do tonight? Because obviously the offense was there. The defense is clearly there. You kind of just have to build off of that. But I don't know. You think there's one guy in particular that they could go to? Maybe it's Deion Perry, Jalen Andrews, or someone else?
It's going to have to be a total team effort because that's what it was on Saturday. 4 of our 5 starters were in double figures. Everybody contributed. That has to be the same thing today. We can't have turnovers. That's the first thing. We have to make free throws. That is the second thing we must do. Third, we got to keep up the defensive energy that we had on Saturday, especially early on. I liked our defensive energy from the get-go. I thought we weren't allowing Bucknell any good looks. We cannot let Colgate get good looks because let's face it, we know a lot of these players for a while. Tucker Richardson's been on the team for a few years. Like he can hit threes. Like he's a good shooter. Like he's gonna make those shots if he's open. I think it starts on the defensive end of the floor. And then on offense, I think it's about just running our offense and just waiting for the good shots to come because I thought that's what we did the other day.
Yeah, I agree when you say that it has to be a total team effort because you're looking here at Colgate, they have a very balanced scoring attack. They have 4 guys in double figures with averages of 14, 12, 12, and 11. The other guys who average 9, 6, and 6. So they score in a lot of different ways. It's not like it's just coming from one guy. Obviously, Richardson's the catalyst, but Keegan Records and Smith and Lynch Daniels, they have a lot of guys who can fill it up. So I think communicating on defense is key. You got to call out the switches and you got to be able to fight over screens, like you said. And they did a good job of that on Saturday. So it's definitely be a big test tonight. But I think down low, I'm really looking at the bigs and if they can stop Records, because I think Records has kind of hurt the Hounds in the past. I feel like he's just so hard to guard down there because he's 6'10", he's just a big body, and
You know
we have the guys to stop him. Yeah.
Too. Honestly, like
right.
This Colgate team, I will say this, they give up a lot more points than the other ones in the past. So that's why if we really focus on the defensive end of the floor and just wait for our shots to come and wait for the opportunities to be there, then like I think we have a very good chance in this game. Like it's going to be tough.
Right.
Like, it's a 16.5-point spread. That's a lot.
That is a lot of points
for basketball. But at the same time, that doesn't mean much.
It actually went down. I think it was 17.5 last night. Maybe it's a sign.
Nobody's giving the Greyhounds much of a chance tonight on CBS Sports Network. But hey, I wouldn't count them out.
I wouldn't either. Hopefully they have a good showing for the national TV audience. But
yeah, absolutely.
I agree. We can throw Golden DK or Alonzo Faure or Velko Illich at them. I think it's good that you can throw different guys at Keegan Records to give them different looks. And yeah, I think the other key is you got to rebound the ball. I thought another thing that kind of went unnoticed, and I don't think this is a problem at all. I think it was a very, very, very minor problem. There were a few times where Bucknell would take a shot from the outside, and I don't know if it was just bad luck the way the ball would bounce off the rim, but I don't know. They had a good amount of offensive rebounds. I think you got to clean that up a little bit. And you don't want to give a team like Colgate more chances because they can score in bunches. So I don't know. I think there is some confidence going into this game tonight. I know it's a really tough task, especially on the road. You got to go up to Colgate, and yeah, it's definitely going to be a monumental climb, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully they play their game, right? Just to go out there and do what the best you can, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, run the Tavares Hardy offense.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that goes. Best of luck to the Hounds